Welcome to Flash Tutorial Make a Comic Book Part 8. It's a follow-up to Part 7 naturally, and what I want to do is get us to the point where we're turning this first page and the second page is ready to be worked on, and hopefully that's as far as I'm going to go. I have that Part 7 on my monitor now. Select this page 1 layer. Make sure all the layers are locked. Insert a layer and call it PG2SQ5. I'm going to put 5 things on this page. Insert a layer. Call it PG2SQ4. Another one. PG2SQ3, and naturally you get the picture for this. Okay, I have page 2. I'm going to put 5 little pictures in page 2. So for now, let's block out so we don't see this page 1 right here. See this folder is? I want to X that off so I don't see it. And down this line I want to convert to blank keyframes. So now there's blank keyframes here, and I'm going to put 5 movie clips on here and give them instance names. I'll do the first one with you. So we'll start with number 1, locking all the frames except that SQ1, this frame. And I'm just going to pick up my rectangle tool just to represent my movie clip. And right here I'm going to put that rectangle. My selection tool, highlight it, modify it, convert it to a symbol, make sure it's a movie clip, and it is PG2 SQ1 underscore MC. And while you have this, copy this, go into the properties panel and paste it in. So that's done for us. I'm going to do the next 4 and then I'll get back. If you tested the movie now, it would progress and stop right here to what you have right now on the stage, where we got that page 2, which is up in this frame, plus these 5 movie clips. Select this PG2SQ1 layer. Come down here, click on a folder. Call this folder page 2. And drag those 5 movie clips up into that page. And you can close that page 2 and open up this mask layer. Let's go back and open this page 1 up, this folder. There it is there. Open it up and go to this first set of keyframes right here. And you want to copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 6 movie clips, that's these 6 here. Right click, copy those frames, and come back up, and where this mask is on this frame here, in my case it's 66, that one where we're jumping into this page 2, click here opposite this one here, not the one that's called mask, but this one right here. So it's that right there, that layer in that frame right there. Draw it down, and there should be 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my case. Right click, paste. First of all, insert a blank keyframe. and then right click, paste frames. And now we should have, if I highlight, close everything off and open these up, I should see those 6 frames. Click here, come down, drag it over to hide all those, right click and clear those frames. This bottom one, this one here is my black. If you look at it, it's going to be my black frame. Click right here and insert a keyframe. If I put them all back, there's where I'm going to be turning my page from. The next thing I want to do is capture this white layer. That's part of my masking and part of my page turning. So click here. I want to highlight this right to the end here. Right click, copy frames. Click there, insert blank keyframe. Here, insert blank keyframe. Click here again, right click, paste frames. And that takes all that white over. Want to do the same thing with the mask layer. Click here, drag it over to there. Right click, copy frames. Here, insert blank keyframe. Here, insert blank keyframe. And click here, paste frames, and that takes that to there. And in my case, that takes me up to about frame 125. I want all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 7. Count that bottom one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to put it so that you can see that because this is inside of this mask and mask, that if there's a break, like you see how you see these are light, this is dark, this is dark. You see that break in here? So we want to go all the frames. So go up to this line here, click from here right down to there where it starts to changes colors. Right click, insert keyframes, and that brings all that up to us. Now we gotta go to, I think at this time we can close this. Yes, we can close this, I believe. And I think we can close this at this time and open the page 2. We got to bring all these, again, similar to what we did, and there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Again, it comes to, because there's a folder here and a folder here, there's a break here and a break here where you don't see any frames. So we're going to go up to the end, and from here, click. See, there's no frames here and no frames here, so that's my 5 movie clips. Right click, insert keyframes, and that brings all them up to there. At this point in time, I want to open this mask layer, and I'm not sure that I want to put this, that I should have put this in here yet. So I'm in the mask layer, the very bottom layer. If I hide all the layers except this one, you'll see that that's the black, that this is that black. So right here, click, drag this to the end, right click, clear frames. Okay, you can put this back the way it was. And if you tested this now and ran it through, you would see this. You would see the pictures from page 1. You would see the movie clips that we added on page 2 and the black background. That's what you should have at this point if you tested it. So at that point in time, at this point in time right here, we shouldn't be seeing what's on page 2 yet, not till we turn the page. So come down, make sure you have page 2 folder open, and select these first keyframes right here, all these keyframes for the page 2, and just move them one frame to the right. Now naturally if you ran it, you wouldn't see, you shouldn't see what's behind. When it stops here, this is what you'd see. Now when you run your movie and it stops at this frame 66, you'll not see what's coming up on page 2. Okay, scroll down here till you get to this page 1, which if I hide everything and you look at it, it's just the black background. So go to the very end here on that page 1 layer where the black is, right click, insert a keyframe, and that brings that black all the way up to the end of this page 2. Now this page 1 folder right here, I want you to click on that, and I want it to be above this folder. So click on it and drag it, oops, and put it there. So the page 1 folder is above the page 2. And at this point in time, if you have page 2 open, what you should have is 6 keyframes that have information in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the check to see that page 2 is lined up. I want you to go back to this mask, this bottom layer, and right here insert a blank keyframe. Click here, copy this frame and paste it here, and go to the end of that line and convert this to a keyframe. The next thing we want to do is to go to the actions panel on this last actions frame here. In my case it's at 66. There's a stop in there, and we're just going to comment it out. Back to the main timeline. Now we got to go into that last movie clip on this page 1, which is movie clip PG1SQ6. Open that up, and right now that last action frame here, open the actions panel up, it's telling me to go to that frame 66 and stop, and we want it to go there and play. So take that stop and turn it to play, capital P-L-A-Y. Now it should turn the page for us. I'm back on my main timeline. I'm going to test my movie. Gone through this so many times. You could put in some code to have it jump right to, say, frame 65 or something, but now this time when it finishes this frame, instead of going to that page 2 and stopping, it should turn the page for us. There we go. Great. Very good. What we seen was that when it reached the end, it went back to frame 1 and opened the first page again. It's because we need a stop here. So at the end of the actions panel on scene 1, insert a keyframe and open your actions panel, and we need a stop here. Now that would stop for us just like it's supposed to. Let's go back to this frame 66 where we have this information. I don't know if you still have this information. See, that frame is dark. There's still information in that frame. So I'm only going to unlock that layer, make sure all the other layers are locked, and down here if I click that page 2 Just we use that for a tool to find where we were. I'm just going to delete that. And we want to be able to not have the page turn automatically. We want to turn it when we are finished reading the page. So open the library panel, open up this movie clip 6, PG1SQ6, go to that last frame, open the actions panel. Oh. And here we're automatically sending it to that frame. So click here, and we're going to put in some code here, an event listener, and it's going to be called turn page 2 underscore BTN. So that means we got a button to make. So capital T, capital P, period, add event listener, bracket, mouse event, period, click, comma, and we're calling it turn page 2, close bracket, semicolon. This you can cut and paste, or you can just start from scratch. Again, it's a function. Copy this turn page 2, paste it in here, open bracket, event, colon, mouse event, capital M, capital E, close bracket, colon, void. There's my 2 brackets, open, close, curly bracket, and cut this line and paste it in here. So now we're waiting for this button to do something. So while we're here, copy this button name, right click and copy it. Go back to the timeline. Up here, the layer below your action script, insert 2 layers, 1, 2. Call this one here button, BTN. Call this one text, TEXT. Come here, insert keyframe, here, insert keyframe. Lock all the layers. Let's unlock the button layer, select it, and let's put a little button in the bottom of this. So pick up your rectangle tool, and whatever color you wish. I'm going to go with a yellow, I guess. I'm going to put a yellow here, and right here, put the yellow tag. While it's highlighted, modify it, convert it to a symbol, make sure it's a button, and I think we can just paste, because we copied that name. Okay, close this, open your properties panel, and paste it again. So that's the name of that button. We already have it coded. Lock this layer, unlock the text layer, select that frame, pick up a dark color. I'm going to go with blue, and write, pick up your text tool, and that's way too big a font. Way down there, I'm down to about a 9. See how that works? And N-E-X-T, no, let's turn page. T-U-R-N-P-A-G-E, turn page. Use my selection tool, click it and drag it and put it right on here. Let's go back to scene 1. We're back on scene 1, main timeline. This very first frame of the actions panel, we have a stop in here that we commented out. Get rid of those, and hopefully this should be our last test. Fingers crossed. Tests. There's a super glue. Looks good. Scooting across the stage. Continue. Page turns. Naturally, you're going to make more pages. Just keep following this format for each page. Remember to make, if you're going to be clicking on something, try to make that a button so you see that little hand prompt. I mean, you could do it with the movie clip, but then people wouldn't know when to click. But if you make it a button, You get the little hand. And now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and hopefully the page turns for us when I click turn page, and there would be our something on this page here, another button to click and start the whole thing over. And it works. A lot of tutorials, a lot of time. I hope you learned something from these 8 long tutorials, and I hope you use what you learn.